What's up, guys? Welcome to 1010 Talk. Today we are talking about an event that just happened in New York.
Wait, let's get over it. I was there too. Thought they might want to hear what I have to say. Yeah, so scoot over. Okay. It's great.
Okay. What's up, guys? Welcome to 1010 Talk. I'm Adam, and this is
Ista.
And today we're going to give you guys a quick little recap of something that happened this past weekend in New York, in Chelsea Market, WindUp 2018. It is an event brought to you by Worn & Wound, sort of in this big or kind of small convention hall sort of thing in Chelsea Market, where a bunch of micro brands, probably over 30 micro brands, maybe even 40 or 50, come set up their little booths, have their new releases, have their existing watches, and even provide some pre-sale watches for you to just kind of check out.
So I was kind of tricked into going to this. I thought it was going to be like a really quick run in, run out. But we were there for quite a bit of time.
I would have been there for longer if it was possible.
I know, I literally was really upset with you. I had to go to Sephora and take a break and then come back.
But some of the examples of some of the brands, some you may recognize their names. Autodromo was there, Archimede, Brew Watches, Damasco, Dan Henry, Ferrer, Young Hands, Laco, Stova, Mercer, Mito, Monta, Oris. Of course, they had one of the biggest exhibits there, and a couple other small micro brands. We're sort of going to just talk about the highlights of the show, show you some pictures, and get both of our thoughts on the watches that we saw. Okay,
so I'm gonna start by saying that it was really cool. It was really nice to see a bunch of different vendors and to see all the different watches that everyone had. I thought it was pretty cool just to like look around, browse. I did notice that maybe it's like a thing in the watch world. I didn't realize this. Every single person there has some watch that has a little triangle thing at the top of the 12 o'clock symbol thing.
Pilot watch.
Whatever. They're everywhere. Like, I don't understand.
So you took pictures. I'll post them on the screen now. Damasco, also a German brand, a little bit more modern. Actually, I was...
So wait, it's not a style, it's a type, like that's intentional.
Yeah, it's a Flieger. I mean, it is it is a style.
I just assumed
What do you mean it's a style? I mean, yeah, it's an intentional style for a certain type of watch.
So I just thought it was just a lack of creativity. I didn't realize.
I mean, it is, kind of.
Oh, okay, so I'm right.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't know. Point is, I thought it was just overdone. But, I mean, if that's a thing that people want to see... Sure.
Yeah, I mean, there are some original Flieger brands from, like, the 1940s in Germany. And a lot of these brands that you see, that you took pictures of, are those actual brands. So it's not, like, them copying anybody. That's their actual... design from like 80 years.
I thought it was like a Tudor, or not Tudor. What is it that I like? Hamilton? Like a Hamilton kind of knockoff thing. It's a little
Archimede, Damasco. What else? What else did you take pictures? Stova. This is one of the original brands.
They all are nice.
I don't know
They're
what this
simple,
is. Colas. They also have the triangle.
But they all look exactly the same. Like if someone was wearing it, I wouldn't know that it was one brand's triangle watch versus another. But
this is also one of the originals. This is Laco. So I was actually really impressed with all the Lacos that I saw. I was really excited to actually see an Archimede pilot in the metal, and was really excited to see Damasco in the metal. I've owned a couple different Zinn watches, and I'm not gonna lie, I had high expectations for Damasco, and something about it just didn't sit right on my wrist. I don't know if it was the proportions were actually okay. The case was a little thick, but something about the font or the way that the indices were on the dial, I can't even put my finger on it, but it's a perfect example of trying a watch before you buy it. I know it's kind of hard to try some of these micro brands, especially a brand like Damasco, which you can't really find in retail anywhere, but I had high hopes for it, and then after trying it on, I kind of decided that I'm glad I've stuck with Zinn so far, because it was a little bit underwhelming in the metal. So that's a really great thing about these things like WindUp, is a lot of these micro brands come that don't distribute their watches anywhere. You basically have to buy from their website or some type of online distributor, and you actually get to play with the watches and check them out in the metal before you potentially make a buy or an acquisition.
I don't even know which watch you were just talking about. Was it the triangle one?
Yeah.
Whatever. So, but I did see 2 different watches that I actually loved, that I really would have been very happy if you purchased it for me.
Young Hands.
One of them, Young Hands.
Young Hands.
Young
yeah.
Hands. Young
Max,
Hands.
yeah, it's the Max Bill versions.
Okay, super cute. I remember you had it before. It's very bulbous.
I had the chronoscope, yeah.
Like, it's really the glass, or the glass crystal?
Yeah, it's actually not glass, I mean, just the crystal, yeah.
Whatever.
The crystal.
It's really
very domed.
thick and bulbous looking,
Yeah.
but it's so cute and clean.
It
and
is.
I love the little chronograph buttons because they're so, like, I don't know, it's like really satisfying to push them.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just think they're like really attractive,
Well,
sleek watches.
these Max Bills are like true Bauhaus design. That's
What's
why they call
Bauhaus?
them the Max Bill. That's like that very minimalistic design, architecture, all that. It was created in Germany. That's why all these brands like Nomos, Stova, Young Hands, they all have these super clean, legible dials. That's called the Bauhaus style. So like my Orion is a Bauhaus style also.
Which one's your Orion?
The Nomos.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah. Which is funny. Because you wore that and then people didn't even know.
Oh yeah, I
You
got
couldn't
compliments
even know.
on it all the time, and everyone's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, is this such and such?" I'm like, "I don't know, it's a Nomos."
But I do love Young Hands, and I may have a Young Hands on the way. You already know about that.
No.
I told you.
Which one?
You just didn't pay attention.
Probably.
It's not a chronoscope. Don't worry about it.
Oh, then I don't.
Anyways, a brand that I don't really care that much about, but you love.
I love this one. It is
is
so.
the
So you're like taking
the
up more of my
clockers.
space.
No, look, it's coming
Okay.
right in the middle.
Clockers.
Clockers probably.
Whatever. Clockers. Don't know.
Yeah.
So I would describe it as Bauhaus meets really, really, really intricate. So like it reminds me of like Bauhaus, right? Because it's like really simple.
I mean, it's a clean dial.
It's clean dial, but there's
Maybe
a
a little
bunch
bit.
of junk all over it. But I like it. It looks like a thermometer.
Another one that you loved.
Okay, so I don't know why you didn't understand my love for this. So there was one watch.
Because you hated it so much when I showed
In
it to you.
silver, there's a difference.
Ugh.
So the G-Shock, as everyone probably is already aware, I'm not really into. And Adam had this nasty one that was silver, and
The full metal steel
it
G-Shock.
just
I'll
looked
post a picture
stupid.
right
Like
now.
it just looked really dumb. And I saw one there that was solid gold.
It's not real gold.
Then why was it so expensive?
Because it's how much watches cost.
Anyway, I thought it was real gold.
If this was solid gold, it'd be probably like $50,000.
That explains why it was not. But it was still expensive. Anyway, thought it was really cool. You
I just
kind of
think
like
it's
a
so
baller.
funny that I had literally the exact same watch,
But in
just in
gold-
steel.
In gold, it
And
looks funny.
But,
It's
but
like,
you said it was the ugliest thing you've ever seen in
Yeah,
your
but
life,
it's-
and now all of a sudden, just a color change
Yeah.
makes it.
it looks funny. Like, oh wow, she's got a gold G-Shock. Hilarious.
All right.
But
all
still
right.
fat. It's like very Williamsburgy, I think. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and I also did make a purchase at WindUp. Dan Henry was there. I got to actually meet Dan Henry himself, and I talked to him for a little while. Great guy. He came out with a brand new vintage-inspired watch, and it's called the Chrono 1972. And I even skipped the Dan Henry booth at first, but my friend brought me back to introduce me to Dan, and I saw this watch. And some of you may recognize this design. It's very similar to sort of the Porsche design from the 70s. A couple Hoyers, I think, from the 70s also had this design, and there are a couple Zins out there as well that have this design. It's sort of like a funky 70s case. And this particular one comes in a PVD version, and Dan Henry brought a special edition of 28 of these black pieces, 28 steel and 28 black, that have a wind-up commemorative case back on the back. And I bought this on the spot, and it is so cool. There's not that many details yet because he hasn't even released this live on his website. I know that it has a Miyota Mecha Quartz movement that has a chronograph function and an alarm function. Apparently it's a very expensive movement to source, and there's not that many watches that have this. But what are your thoughts on this?
So I was actually, surprise, very pleased by it. The reason why I think I like it so much is I think it looks a lot like the Speedy that I'm so in love with. Obviously not identical.
There's a Mark II Speedy that it looks very similar to, actually.
I don't know. It's really light, and I'm really partial to, what would you call this? Like ceramic, black metal look. Like it's very matte. I don't know. I like black on black.
Mm-hmm. It's a DLC. It's a DLC coated watch. So it has that matte black finish.
I really like it. I think it's cute.
This is what the Mark II Speedmaster looks like.
I hate that.
Yeah, but it looks very similar.
I don't like
I know, but I'm not a huge fan of it either. I like the regular.
I like
Speedy,
this. I like this.
Obviously.
But something I would actually wear and steal from you. I just don't really like that I know that maybe that this is just like the design, how it says like alarm and it says chronograph and it says Dan Henry, like all right there on the date.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why, I just don't like it saying alarm and chronograph, but like that's so minor. I don't think anyone would really notice that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. I think it's really, really nice and really light. I don't even know that's what they were going for.
Yeah,
faux patina.
yeah.
It looks like just like yellow.
I think it looks cool though. I think it offs like the contrast.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
better than just straight white. I actually kind of like faux-tina on black watches.
Faux-tina. I just don't know why it's called faux-tina or fake patina. Like, why don't you just say it's yellow? Because it's not real patina.
He's launching. How much do you think it was?
I'm really hoping you paid $200. If you're saying it's less than $500,
they'll be listed for $350 on the site.
Okay.
And this one,
not bad.
I think the regular 1972s will also be $350. The only reason that they're a little more expensive than the regular Dan Henrys, which are like $200, $250, is because of that movement. But it is pretty cool because this one's limited to 28, and this one's number 22 of 28 for WindUp.
It's an alarm. Like, what do you expect? It's gonna sound like that.
Yeah, but you know.
I mean, what other alarm sounds do you know of?
I can't. It's like no. It's
like a church.
It's like
gong.
No, actually, that's a minute repeater. No, but never mind. One of the things that I really enjoyed about WindUp too is it sort of opened my eyes to some of these micro brands that I haven't really looked at all, and also makes you second guess some of the prices that you see in luxury watches from like Omega or IWC or what are some brands that you hate?
Rolex.
Rolex even. A good example of that is Monta. Monta had their new SkyQuest. They had their SkyQuest with the ceramic bezel and the SkyQuest with the steel bezel, and that watch, I was very, 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 very impressed with the quality of that watch. Monta, props to you guys.
Closing thoughts. Great event. Wish
Very cool.
we didn't spend all day.
We spent an hour, a little over an hour.
Really surprised with how packed it was, but I'm happy.
Cool.
I'm happy you came home with something that was
less than
$1,000. So I guess I think it's a win, really, after all.
Yep. Follow me on Instagram at 1010_talk. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be featuring this person over here in a lot more videos in the future to get her opinion, to get a non-watch nerd person's opinion on watches.
A normal person's opinion.
And we will catch you guys in the next video.